Hello everyone, my name is Tom Kramer and I'm here to talk to you about using crowdfunding within an organizational setting. This presentation is brought to you by our customer success team, Curtis LeFranot, who has a number of our clients and has a deep background in social innovation and working with nonprofits, and Hannah Yang, who has another set of our clients also with deep understanding of nonprofits and how to raise money. So we want to talk today about the 3 golden rules of fundraising, crowdfunding that is. First is people give to people give to a story, and people give when they're asked. And we all know that this is the underlying elements of crowdfunding as well as donations in general. And Fundly enables that crowdfunding in 2 specific ways. Number 1, we enable compelling storytelling. As you've seen on our site, the videos, the pictures, the images of people who are supporting your campaign enables compelling storytelling. And it automates the ask, the part that amateur volunteer fundraisers are hesitant to do. The Fundly platform automates for you. So how do you do successful crowdfunding within an organization? The most important thing is setting realistic goals. And that starts first and foremost with how many volunteer fundraisers you think you're going to be able to get. How many people are associated with your cause that you think can raise money for you? How much have you raised in the past is a way to appropriately set fundraising goals. How much do you hope to raise this year? How much time do you have to fundraise? That will significantly impact your fundraising goals. What do your networks look like? How will you get the word out? How strong is your network? Do you have dozens of Facebook followers or tens of thousands of Facebook followers? And finally, what kind of event type are you looking to do? That will impact the kind of goal that you should be able to set for yourself. So I want to give you a couple examples of some actual fundraisers. So Walk for Humanity. They did a 3-city walk. Their goal was $500,000. This was their first time that they had ever done an event. They believed they could get 500 volunteers to each raise $1,000, and they gave themselves 4 months, and they viewed their network as medium. They did not have a lot of socially connected users. They had people who could do email, but they didn't have people who were active Facebook followers. And their actual is that they raised $92,000 from 264 donors and raised 19% of their goal. Teach for America also did a run, walk, ride event a little bit differently. Rather than being 3 cities, they were 1 city and they were all doing a marathon, and they had hoped to raise $30,000 from 30 volunteer fundraisers over 3 months, and they had a very strong network. So one of the things that you'll notice in these 2 examples is one is over goal and one is under goal. And I think that if we were to look at those objectively and say, well, one had never done an event before and hoped to raise $500,000, and one had never done an event before and hoped to raise $30,000, we're not surprised that the one with $30,000 exceeded their goal. The second thing to note is that even though the Walk for Humanity was just shy of 20% of its goal, it raised $92,000. So in another way of looking at the fundraising goals is they came very close to, or they achieved a lot, even if they didn't achieve their goal. So this shows an example of they would have been better off had they set a $100,000 goal. It would have felt much closer to achieving their goal, and it still would have been a very impressive first-time 3-day event. And the third example that I want to use is of Silicon Valley Foundation. They had planned to raise $30,000 in 30 days from 30 volunteers. They have a strong network, and they were doing your traditional end-of-year campaign. Given that, we actually would expect them to fall just shy, because crowdfunding for standard fundraising campaigns is not its ideal usage. It's hard to engage volunteer fundraisers to just call out and say, will you please donate, in a way that people are willing to do when they do a run, walk, ride. So those are some good examples of how you can set appropriate fundraising goals by contemplating how much you're trying to raise, what you've done in the past, how many volunteers you have, what your timeline is, your network, and the kind of event type. So as you've noticed, the key to successful fundraising is amateur volunteer fundraisers. So who are these people? Well, they're the people who love your cause or event. In fact, they love you so much that they're willing to link their social network with your brand. And those AVFs enable those 3 golden rules of fundraising. And we do that because they have a personal connection. They auto-ask through the platform, and it enables you to tell their story. So how can you get or recruit AVFs, amateur volunteer fundraisers? Well, one way is you can require it. So there are organizations that require fundraising in order to be part of their event, whether it's building houses or participating in a dance. Or you can inspire fundraising. Those are really the only 2 ways. Make someone do it to participate in something that they want to do, or inspire them to do it. Tell them that it's people that you love. And this is where run, walk, ride events are often very popular. It's fun. Their friends are doing it. It's emotionally aligned with them, or it's some self-interest. They really want to go do that event. So as you think about what are the ways that you can do that, well, there's the organizational requirement. You can make your board members do fundraising, or you can make it required to do fundraising for a walkathon or a dance marathon. Or you can inspire people through run, walk, ride events, or a disaster relief activity, or make it a fun competition. And it's generally not very effective. You won't get a lot of activity if there's no connection to the campaign. You're just distributing flyers, but those are other ways that you can get people to become amateur volunteer fundraisers. And then how do you enable those amateur volunteer fundraisers to succeed? Number 1, you give them a compelling story. The platform enables you to write the story once and have it be shared many, many times. Video is the most compelling way to do stories. Tell them how to share that story. Give them very explicit instructions. Here's how you connect it to your Facebook. Here's how you tweet it. Here's how you write the email. Give them very explicit. And then act as the den mother. Inspire them, praise them, remind them, and follow up. Do not expect that your amateur volunteer fundraisers are going to do it all on their own. They want your support and your guidance so you can help them by being that support group. And different events activate different kinds of volunteers. So run, walk, ride events and dance-a-thons, they have high aspects of fun and social and time-based. They're not necessarily emotional, whereas mission trips and service trips have more along those lines. Gala events are fun and social and time-based, but not perhaps as emotional. And annual giving is the least fun, the least social, the least time-based, the least emotional. However, it's an important activity. It can be done on fundraising, but it's not the kind of thing where it's easy to inspire people to participate in those or become amateur fundraisers. So you just need to know that different kinds of volunteers will want to participate in those events versus the other types. So putting it all back together, number 1, you need to activate volunteer fundraisers. How many people are invested in your cause? You need to check your past results and those, the amount that you need to raise. These things will guide your goals. Then give yourself the appropriate timeline to reach that goal. Be realistic about the network that you have, or you need to build that network, and this is a great way to do that. And finally, what kind of event will you hold? Different kinds of events activate different kinds of amateur volunteer fundraisers and yield different kinds of results. Thankfully, you have a customer success team behind you in Curtis and Hannah who you can reach, and we are happy to help you achieve your fundraising goals. Thanks for participating in this advanced class, and we wish you all the best of luck.